with Charlie from the American Motor Drome Wall of Death. And how many years have you been doing this, Charlie?
I've been doing this since 2002, so this is 13 years this year.
13 years. And what kind of inspired you to get into the stunt business or riding motorcycles?
Well, I've ridden motorcycles for my whole life, but as far as the stunt part of it, this isn't really a stunt as much as a show. It's an old carnival show. So in today's definition of stunt, it's not that. It is a stunt to say, and as a definition, but it's more of we're putting on a show. It's an act, and we try not to think of it as a stunt. These shows started on the carnival, and so they were on the midways, and the midways only open for a few hours every day, so they would do as many shows in a short period of time as they could. And it was about selling tickets back then and giving people a thrill. That part where you're part of the show up there. You feel the building, you feel the motorcycles down here, because this is all wood and it's just stacked on top of blocking, so the whole building vibrates with the feeling of the motorcycles and the exhaust, of course.
Tell us about this wall, how tall it is, how it's put together.
This wall is 14 feet tall from the floor we're standing on, and it's 30 feet in diameter. It's the largest one in the United States right now, and it's 20 sections. They all it bolts together, and there's cabling around the outside. It's just like they were built back in the day when they were new on the carnival. It's we don't use any forklifts or power tools to take it apart or put it together. It's all manpower, and we stack it right on that trailer out there.
And how long does it take to usually put it all together?
It's an all-day job for a whole crew of guys, for 6-7 guys. It's a day's work.
So tell us about the bikes that you guys are using in the show.
All right, the bike I'm sitting on is a 1975 Harley Davidson. It's an SX 250, which was Harley's Enduro back then, the street dirt version. And Jay, the guy that built this building, Jay Lightnin, he really wanted this to be a all-American motor drome. That's what it's about. He rode a Hummer. That Hummer we have out front, it's got a 1965 engine in it and in a 1955 frame. That is just like the bike that he learned on in 1969. And then we have Indian Scouts, and this is a 1926, the one that I just rode in the show, and the other one that we have on the inside is a 1928. And these both have been in wall shows since, as far as we know, the 30s and 40s. This bike has been performing in shows just like this. It was never, as far as we know, not a street bike, but it could have been at one time.
What was it like the first time you ever performed?
Oh, it's pretty scary. Well, you don't start out just riding the wall. I found Sam and Wally in a parking lot. They were getting ready to put this thing together back in 2002, and I rode in the parking lot and said, "Hey, what's this?" And they said, "Come here, we'll show you." And I helped them put it together, and they let me stand inside and watch, and I came and helped them a few more times, and then Samantha asked me if I wanted to ride the go-kart, and I'm like, "No, I don't want to ride the go-kart."
So you guys have been at Vintage Motorcycle Days for quite a bit. What keeps you guys coming back?
This is our 3rd year, I believe, and I hope we get to come back as long as it's happening, as long as we can do it. This crowd has been really fun. Our 3rd year, and people come back and tell us, "Oh, we've seen you every year now," and that's the most fun part, is making friends.
So how often do you guys find new riders to perform in your show, or how do you find the right people?
We're constantly on the lookout for somebody that might fit the bill. There's a lot of people that say, "Well, I want to do that," and the first part of doing it is coming out here and helping us set it up and tear it down, and just so that you can see exactly how much work it is. And that's just the surface of how much work it is, because then there's driving from town to town, and driving from town to town in a short amount of time. It's real, it's not digital. I've really become overwhelmed with all this digital stuff over the last 10 years. I really like the old part and the simple of life, and that's what this is. We're making people smile by working really hard.
So, Charlie, tell us how people can learn more about the American Motor Drome Wall of Death and maybe even book them for their event or where you guys are going to be next across the country.
All right. Well, we're on the internet at AmericanWallOfDeath.com. Just all one word, AmericanWallOfDeath.com. And we're also on Facebook and YouTube under the AmericanWallOfDeath.com and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Or you can call the AMA ladies and they'll give you my phone number probably. We really appreciate the AMA bringing us out and allowing us to bring our show to their members. This has been huge. This is where we need to be, and showing young people motorcycles and how they fit in our world.